Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Priyanka and I'm here to help you navigate through life with a leap of faith and positivity. On this channel, we talk about anything that makes this human experience a little more soothing, a little more smoother of an experience. And we do that by working on our mindsets together, aka manifesting together. If you know, you know. Being here and for allowing me to be a part of your journey of healing and manifesting together. This is super important to me because the only reason that this channel even exists is because there was a voice inside me that just kept nudging me towards doing YouTube. A voice that just wouldn't shut up. It was like a nudge for me from the universe that this is your calling. You need to do this. And my YouTube just wouldn't be the same without you guys. So thank you so much for being here. I love you guys very, very, very much, and I am so grateful for you all. Onto this video. I was actually supposed to film this video in my old apartment, but there was a lot happening and I haven't really had the chance to sit down and film a video. I do apologize for that, but better late than never, right? Anyway, in this video, I want to talk about a board game called Ludo and how it played a big role in helping me manifest my old apartment, not this apartment. I'll specifically share about how the concept of detachment, which I naturally practiced while playing this game, was the key to my manifestation success. The interesting part about this, though, is that I had actually been applying the law of detachment long before I even knew about what the law of attraction was. And the law of detachment is just as important as the law of attraction, because when you run after something, it runs further away from you. It's like the more you detach, the more you attract your desires into your reality, if that makes sense. When I was playing the game, it was easier for me to practice the law of detachment because I was just playing the game for the fun of it. I was not attached to the outcome of whether I won or lost the game. It wasn't like a life and death situation. I was just like playing for the fun of it because this game was actually a huge part of me growing up and a great way for me to bond with my family, with my brothers, with my mom, with my dad. We would all play together as a family. Right after we would eat our dinner right before going to bed during the summer nights. So that's how I saw this game, right? But this is exactly the attitude that allowed me to truly let go. Something that later helped me manifest in real life. Now, if you're not familiar with the game Ludo, it is actually very similar to the game Sorry, which I didn't even know existed until I explained Ludo to one of my friends here in the US, and he pointed out that the game the game Ludo actually sounds a lot like the game Sorry that is played in the US. So the way that this game works is that no more than 4 people can play at one time, and these 4 participants have to select which color house they're going to choose. They can choose from red, blue, green, or yellow. And the goal here in this game is to move all 4 of your pieces from your starting point into the apartment, aka the home base, which is in the center of the board. Whoever gets all 4 of these pieces into the apartment first is the one that wins the game at the first. Here's the fun part though. Each participant can hinder other participants' progress by killing other participants' pieces. Other players can get killed by rolling the dice and landing on the same spot as another player's piece. When the participants' pieces get killed, they go back to where they started and they have to go through the whole board game all over again. That sounds annoying. I know. I used to fight a lot about that with my brother when he used to play that as a kid, but that's how this game works. um, and I played it a lot growing up with my brothers, my family, my friends, my cousins. The way that I would practice detachment is when we would play, and even when another player's piece was just a few boxes away from mine, I would just stay in that peaceful, grounded energy, what I now call the Ludo feeling. I would just think that they won't get the number that they need to kill my piece, and I would just sit there, chill, and just watch the game and enjoy the game, how it unfolds. And I swear to God, that is exactly what would happen. They would miss my piece by 1 or 2 boxes. On the contrary, though, when I would take the game super seriously, then I would lose the game, even when the game would seem to be going in my favor in the beginning. I would lose just because I would put so much of pressure on myself that I have to win this game and I just cannot lose. When I would just let my ego get in the way of the game, then I would just lose it. And this is the realization that I had when I got to know, a while after I got to know about the law of attraction, and my intuition just connected the dots, and I had like an aha moment when my intuition was like, remember the times when others around you would think that you got lucky with the game? It was actually not because the stars were aligned in my favor, but that was because I was aligned with the energies of the universe. I had been practicing detachment all along this game, long before I even discovered what the law of attraction was. That same energy showed up again when I was looking for an apartment. I had very specific requirements about this apartment. I was looking for an apartment that was all girls, and it had to be in a very specific area because I was looking to live somewhere that was close to my internship, something that was within a walking distance. And whenever I would bring this up to my cousins or anyone around me, they would tell me that it is nearly impossible because it's such a short notice. When they would tell me these stories, I naturally started to feel anxious, and the intrusive thoughts just kept creeping in, telling me that it was not going to happen. And then this 1 or 2 days later, I realized that I had to do something about these intrusive thoughts. I have to take care of my energy, and I sat in my morning meditation and I set the intention. Before my meditation, I asked the universe to give me guidance for what I need for the day. And in that meditation session, I received something that I was not expecting. I heard, bring back the Ludo feeling. The universe wanted me to bring back the Ludo feeling. It wanted me to bring back the way that I detached from the outcome of the game. I needed to resurrect that old, familiar, detached energy back into manifesting this apartment, especially when those anxious thoughts would start creeping in. So I was like, okay, universe, if this is what you want me to do, I'll do it. I trust you. So that is exactly what I did. As I went on about my day, cooking, cleaning, and anytime I would feel anxiety rising, I would gently shift back into the Ludo feeling, that quiet confidence, that knowing that the apartment that I was looking for is coming to me. The empty space in that apartment is only mine to fill. It was only mine to fill. I kept going back to the new thought pattern, especially when I would start especially when these intrusive thoughts would creep in. And you know what happened? Within just a few days, the girl that I had wanted to move in with earlier, because it was in the same area that I wanted, it was an all girl apartment, and I texted her earlier if they would be willing to take me in, but they said that the spot had been filled. And that exact same girl, she texted me out of nowhere. She texted me unexpectedly. She told me that one of the other girls had just moved out and they were looking for a new female roommate. Would you be interested? Everything aligned perfectly. It was an all girls apartment in the exact same area that I wanted, and it was only a 30 to 40-minute walk from my internship place. This apartment checked all of the boxes. The Ludo feeling links back to the concept of the feminine energy, because feminine energy thrives on this soft, subtle inner sense of knowing. Just knowing that your manifestation is coming to you. No matter what happens, knowing it in your heart and in your soul that you're going to receive it, just like honey attracts honeybees to it. Now I want to tell you how you can practice this detachment in your daily life. The way that you can practice this is through asking God for what it is that you want, and you will receive guidance. However, if it feels hard to listen to your inner guidance system, you can do exactly what I did. Think of whatever it is that you are feeling most anxious about right now. It could be a house, a business, a job that you want to attract into your life, or think about the time where you were just having fun. It could be that you were dancing and you thought nobody was watching, but then once you come out of that zone, out of the blue somebody complimented you. Or maybe you were playing a board game like I was, just for fun, and you were lost in your own world, and the next thing you know is that you actually won the game. Right? Or it could be a time when you had gone swimming, when your logical mind would say that you should be applying for jobs because this is the time that you really need to make more money, but you choose to go swimming. But the next day what actually happens is that because you went swimming and you didn't listen to your logical mind, because you shouldn't listen to it anyway, the next day something positive happened. Maybe you actually received a phone call from from one of the jobs that you applied to, that you've been wanting to work with, that they want to schedule an interview with you. It could be anything that you indulged in for the fun of it, and you had a positive outcome that you didn't expect. It could be something related or unrelated to it or unrelated to it. It doesn't matter. Just bring in the feelings of how it felt in the moment when you were having fun, and set an intention right now that you will bring in the same feeling into your day whenever you start to feel like your world is falling apart because of this one thing that has been on your mind and you're super worried about. And then watch how it unfolds into your life miraculously, and then let everyone and myself know where and how you'll bring this. You will apply this into your daily life right now, and what is the thing that is making you most anxious about it, if you feel comfortable doing so. It could be, or if you don't, then just tell us about something small that might not be that big of a deal to other people, but it means the world to you. Yeah, okay. Also, before I go, I want to give this side note that I was actually writing down the thoughts about this situation on my phone and my notes app. And as I was making the notes on how I'll explain the game to my audience, I actually saw a board game on somebody's story on my Snapchat. Just when I was just when I was thinking of how I'll explain the game, I took it as a it happened exactly when I was thinking of how I'll explain this game to my audience. And this board game shows up on somebody's Snapchat story. I took it as a big, bright, clear, and a loud sign that my community needs to know about the Ludo feeling. And I responded to my angels, okay, my angels, thank you for making me the guiding light for the people who need to hear about the Ludo feeling. Letting go and detachment is like setting a bird free and trusting that it will come to you, because you're meant to have that bird. You allow the universe to decide when or how it will come to you, because that's not your business. That's not your job to figure out. That is universe's job to figure out. But this is all that I had to say today. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon, and give this video a like, and share this video with your friends, family, or maybe someone at your regular coffee shop. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. So yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with me here. You know how much I love it and how much I love and appreciate you guys. And until my next video, keep spreading love, light, and positive vibes, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.